Welcome all of you to the session on indices and surds. Indices and surds, as we know, is one of the important topics for ICET examination. Right, in this particular video, we will be mainly focusing on the questions based on surds. And ఈ పర్టికులర్ టాపిక్ ఇండిసెస్ అండ్ సర్చ్ టాపిక్ మనం కనుక తీసుకుంటే ఐసెట్లో ఏపీ ఐసెట్ కానివ్వండి, టీఎస్ ఐసెట్ కానివ్వండి, ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆర్ రేంజింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ 3 to 6. బట్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ 4 or 5 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇన్ ఈచ్ స్లాట్. సో ఒక ఆడ్ అకేషన్లో మేబీ 3 క్వశ్చన్స్ వచ్చి ఉండొచ్చు, బట్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్ దే ఆర్ ఇన్ ద రేంజ్ ఆఫ్ 4 to 6 వీ కెన్ సే. రైట్, అండ్ ఈ పర్టికులర్ దాంట్లో సర్డ్స్ గురించి మనం డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. వాట్ ఈస్ ఎ సర్డ్? బేసికల్లీ సర్డ్ ఈజ్ అన్ ఇర్రేషనల్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్పెషల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ టు ఆల్ ఆఫ్ అస్. Right, something like root 2 is a surd, root 3 is also a surd, and the problems that we deal with basically addition, subtraction or multiplication, all those things based on surds will be considered as problems on surds. And if you look at the questions or the models on surds, they mainly focus on 3 aspects. One is rationalization, one is finding the square root, and finally the comparison of surds. These are the 3 models that we can expect on this particular topic. Right, so in this session we will focus on all the 3 aspects that were given in the recent past in the ICET examination. Right, so let's look at the first question. If y is equal to 7 minus 4 root 3, find the value of y square plus 1 by y square is the question. So y is given as what here? 7 minus 4 root 3. Y is given as 7 minus 4 root 3. Right, so if we look at 1 by y value, it's nothing but 1 by 7 minus 4 root 3. Right, if we have an irrational number in the denominator of a fraction, it is not easy to simplify. That is the reason we go for rationalizing of that one. Rationalization is nothing but basically the process of converting an irrational number into a rational number. So to convert any irrational what we can say surd in the which is in the form of a binomial surd, we have to multiply that with its conjugate surd. Like for a plus root b, a minus root b will become its conjugate surd. So in this case, 7 minus 4 root 3, if it is the surd that we are dealing with, 7 plus 4 root 3 will become the conjugate surd. So multiply the numerator as well as denominator with 7 plus 4 root 3. So 7 plus 4 root 3 to manam numerator ni denominator ni multiply cheste, in the denominator we will be having the whole expression becoming in the form of a plus b into a minus b. Right or not? It's in the form of a plus b into a minus b. So a plus b into a minus b is nothing but a square minus b square. So what we can say here, in place of a we have 7, so 7 square, and in place of b we have 4 root 3, so minus 4 root 3 square we will be having. So what we can say about the numerator portion now, 7 plus 4 root 3 will be having. Right, so 7 square is 49, 4 root 3 square, 4 square is 16, and root 3 square is 3. 16 3 is 48. So it's basically 49 minus 48 we will be having. So which is nothing but what we can say, 7 plus 4 root 3 by 1, which is as good as 7 plus 4 root 3. So now we know y value and we know 1 by y value. We are basically interested in y square plus 1 by y square is how much. So can we say y square plus 1 by y square is nothing but y plus 1 by y whole square minus 2 or not? Because a plus b whole square, a square plus b square is nothing but a plus b whole square minus 2ab. But in this case, a and b are y and 1 by y, so they can be cancelled there. So in other words, what we can say, it will become y plus 1 by y whole square. Y value we have it as 7 minus 4 root 3. Whereas 1 by y we got it as how much? 7 plus 4 root 3. ఈ రెండింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే మనకి plus 4 root 3 minus 4 root 3 cancels. So we are left out with what? 7 plus 7, 14. And from that we have to subtract. From the square of this we have to subtract 2. So 14 square is 196. Minus 2 we are interested in. So 196 minus 2 will become 144. So for our answer for this question has to be choice to 144. So this mainly is focusing on rationalization. So once we know how to rationalize a given surd, the question can be answered easily. So let's look at one more question dealing with indices and surds. Right, so let's focus on the next question. Right, the question is mainly focusing on giving us y in terms of some expression there, like y is equal to 3 power 1 by 3 minus 3 power minus 1 by 3. Then what is the value of 2y cube plus 6y is the question, right? So if you are observing carefully, this is basically in the form of something like a power 1 by 3 minus a power 1 by 3. In that way we are having. So what we will do is, we will cube on both sides here so that it can be simplified further. So cubing on both sides, what will be having on, in the case of left hand side means it is basically y cube we will be having there. But what about right hand side means it's in the form of a minus b. So a minus b whole cube will be what? A cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. So in place of a, we are having 3 power 1 by 3. So first I will write 3 power 1 by 3 minus 3 power 1 by 3 minus 1 by 3 whole power 3. So now a cube. So 3 power 1 by 3 whole power 3. That will be simply 3 only. Minus 3 power minus 1 by 3 whole power 3. Minus 3ab. 3 into 3 power 1 by 3 into 3 power minus 1 by 3 into basically a minus b. That is 3 power 1 by 3 minus 3 power minus 1 by 3. This is what we are having there, right? So now, this is basically 3 power 1 by 3 whole power 3. A power m whole power n will be a power m into n. So that will become 3 power 1 by 3 into 3. So that will become basically 3 only, right or not? Because 3 and 3 can be cancelled. So it will become 3 simply. So this is basically 3. And what we can say about this one will become 3 again will be cancelled with 3. But 3 power minus 1 is nothing but 1 by 3 will be having there. Minus 3 into 3 power 1 by 3 minus 1 by 3 will be a something like 3 power x plus 3 power minus x. So that will become 3 power 0. So that will be 1 we can say. So this is basically anything to the power of 0, 1 we will be having. Into 3 power 1 by 3 minus 3 power 1 by 3. So that is nothing but y we will be having. Right or not? So in other words, it's basically 3ab will be 3 by into 1 into y we will be having. Right? So now, I will bring that 3y to this side. So now y cube plus 3y is nothing but what we can say 3 minus 1 by 3. 3 minus 1 by 3 is nothing but 9 minus 1 by 3, 8 by 3 we will be having. Right or not? Now the question is focusing on 2y cube plus 6y. So doubling this value, we will be getting the 2y cube plus 6y value. Right or not? So multiplying this whole thing with 2, we get the 2y cube plus 6y. So that means on the right hand side 8 by 3 into 2 manam cheyali. 8 by 3 into 2 is nothing but 16 by 3. So answer for this question should be 16 by 3. So what we understand then, if we understand how to analyze the given expression, that is in the form of something like a minus b. If you know a minus b whole cube is nothing but a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b, we can answer this question easily, right? So this is one more question on Surds dealing with simplification. Earlier we focused on rationalization, this is focusing on simplification. Let's look at one more question that is again dealing with a series of Surds given to us to rationalize. Like in this particular case, summation y is equal to 1 to 99. Y ranges from basically what? 1, and it can reach up to 99. Then we are interested in what? The simplified value of 1 by root y plus 1 plus root y is how much is the question. So now, if we substitute y as 1 here in this expression, the given expression is what? 1 by root y plus 1 plus root y. This is what we are basically dealing with, right? If we consider y as 1, if y is 1, what we get here? 1 by root 2, 1 plus 1 is nothing but root 2 plus root 1 will be having. So as I mentioned earlier, if we have irrational part in the denominator, it is not easy to simplify. So that is the reason we will go for rationalization. So multiply this with its conjugate, so root 2 minus root 1. So what we can say, it will become basically root 2 minus 1 by denominator will be root 2 square minus root 1 square. That will become 2 square, root 2 square is 2 and root 1 square is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So if we have y as 1, that becomes basically root 2 minus 1. Let's see, if y ganaka 2 gan తీసుకుంటే what it will become basically 1 by root 3 plus root 2, right or not? In place of y, if you are substituting 2 plus 1 root 3 plus root 2 will be having. Again rationalizing this one, what we understand, root 3 minus 2 with which we have to multiply both numerator and denominator. So numerator lo em migulutundi manaki root 3 minus root 2. Denominator again will become what? Root 3 square minus root 2 square. Root 3 square is 3. Root 2 square is 2. So 3 minus 2 will be 1 again. So what we understand? If we are giving y as 1, it becomes root 2 minus 1. Y as 2, root 3 minus root 2. Y as 3, it will become basically root 4 minus root 3 only or not. So in that way, it becomes basically one more in when compared to the previous case that we are having. So if we are adding up all those values starting from 1 to 99 in that way, so this basically becomes what we can say, root 2 minus 1, to that we are adding root 3 minus root 2, to that we are adding root 4 minus root 3. In that way we are adding up to the last term y as 99. Root 99 plus 1 will become root 100. So if you bring to the numerator, it will become 10. So 10 minus root 99 will be having. 10 minus root 99. So here, if we observe carefully, root 2 can be cancelled with root 2. Root 3 can be cancelled with root 3. Root 4 can be cancelled with root 4. The next one that we'll be getting, root 5 minus root 4. So what we understand is, all the terms can be cancelled here except the least one and the greatest one. What is the greatest one here? 10. And the least one is what? 1. So 10 minus 1, answer for this question should be 9. So it is more on rationalization and simplification of that value. So the answer will be closest to how much we can say? 9. So this is one more question given or focusing on rationalization. So let's look at one more question, right? So that will be mainly dealing with what? Comparison of surds, right? So if you are looking at which of the following is true, the thing or the advantageous thing that we are having is for 3 of them the power is or index is same, 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6. In that way we are having that as same, right? If we are having different denominators, we have to make them as equal. But in this case already these 3 are having equal denominators and the powers of the fractions. So what we will do is, we will make those 6, 6, 6 on comparison with the 24. That means we will be, if we make them as 6 converting into 24, comparison will become easy. Like what I am saying is, if it is 8 power 1 by 6 is there, we can write this one as 8 by something 6 if you are converting to 24. That basically what we are multiplying it by 4. So our numerator also should be multiplied with 4. So that becomes basically 8 power 4. So in other words, what we can say, 8 power 1 by 6 is same as 8 power 4 by 24. Alane 7 power 1 by 6 is same as what we can say, 7 power 4 by 24. 6 power 1 by 1 by 6 will become 6 power 4 by 24, right? Anyway, the last one is 5 power 5 by 24 we are having there. Now, in all the cases, the denominators of the fractions will become same. So that means we are interested in only considering the powers. Like 8 power 4 by 24, we can write it as what? 8 power 4 whole power 1 by 24. Alane దీన్ని 7 power 1 by 6 ని 7 power 4 whole power 1 by 24 we can write. Right? Alane 6 power 1 by 6 we can write it as 6 power 4 whole power 1 by 24. And last one 5 power 5 whole power 1 by 24. Now, ఈ basis ని మనం compare చేస్తే we will understand which one is greater. Like 6 power 4 if I start with, 8 power 4 we don't require to consider because out of these 3 definitely this is greater. Right. So we start with 6 power 4 and make the comparison with 5 power 5. 6 power 4 is nothing but 6 square into 6 square. That is nothing but 36 into 36. 36 into 36 is nothing but 1296. Avuna? Alane 5 power 5 ante 5 square into 5 square into 5 we can write it as. 5 square is 25. Again 25 5 square. 25 into 25 is 625. Into 5 will become 600. 5 is 300. 25 5 will be 125. So it will become 3125 will be having. And this is basically 7 power 4. 7 power 4 is what? 7 square into 7 square. That is 49 into 49. 49 into 49 is nothing but 2401. So this is basically 2401. So what we understand is this value lies between these two values. 1296 and 3125 మధ్యలో 2401 ఉంటుంది. So in that case what we can say is 6 power 4 is the least one, 7 power 4 is the next lowest one, 5 power 5 is the next one, and anyway this will be greater than all the remaining, because 7 power 4 itself, if it is crossing this value, we will just make the comparison for our understanding whether 8 power 4 is greater or 5 power 5 is greater, because already we are having this value smaller than this value. That is the reason we are going for comparison of this one also. So what I can say is 8 square into 8 square, we can write it as 8 square is 64. 64 into 64 is basically 4096. 4096 is anyway much greater than 3125. So that means what we can say, the lowest is 6 power 1 by 6, the next lowest is 7 power 1 by 6, next is 5 power 5 by 24, and the last one is 8 power 1 by 6. That means answer should be what? 6 power 1 by 6 less than 7 power 1 by 6 less than 5 power 5 by 24, which is less than 8 power 1 by 6. So in that way we can make the comparison of the surds. If we are having different bases, different denominators, make the denominators as same so that the comparison can be done at a faster rate. So this is one of the important problems that we have to deal, which came across in ICET many times, and we have to keep those important points in mind. So let's look at one more question that was given in the ICET examination over the recent years. The question is mainly dealing with x, a, b and c are non-zero real numbers. Then what is the value of 1 plus 1 by 1 by 1 plus x power b minus a plus x power c minus a plus 1 by 1 plus x power a minus b plus 1 x power c minus b, 1 by 1 plus x power a minus c plus x power b minus c. ఇక్కడ మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే కనుక this is in the form of x power b minus c is in the form of a power m minus n, and we know a power m minus n, we can write it as a power m divided by a power n. So that means what we can say, this will become basically 1 by 1 plus x power b divided by x power a. Alana next terms x power c minus a, we can write it as x power c divided by x power a. And ఈ ఫస్ట్ టర్మ్ ని ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ మనకి x power a ఉంది కాబట్టి దీన్ని కూడా x power a లో కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తే LCM will become easy. So to get that one in terms of x power a, what we will do, we multiply this one with x power a and divide it by x power a, so that now in all the cases the denominator is x power a only. That means what we can further simplify this one as 1 by x power a is the denominator. This will become x power a plus x power b plus x power c. This is in the form of something like 1 by a divided by b. That will become b by a. So that means in place of b, what we are having here, x power a. That will go to numerator. So this can be further simplified as x power a divided by x power a plus x power b plus x power c. Same way, in this particular case, second case, that will be x power a by x power b, x power c by x power b. That means what we understand, this also I can take it as x power b divided by x power b. So this, if we are simplifying on the similar lines, that will become basically x power b by x power a plus x power b plus x power c. అలానే లాస్ట్ వన్ కూడా సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే మనకి ఏమొస్తుంది, x power c డివైడెడ్ బై x power a plus x power b plus x power c. సో ఈ మూడింటిని యాడ్ చేస్తే మనకి ఫైనలీ వాట్ విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ ఈజ్ x power a plus x power b plus x power c divided by x power a plus x power b plus x power c. So in other words, it's basically same numerator and same denominator. The answer has to be 1 then. So in that way we can find the answer for this particular question. And the simple way that we can think about is, if you are making this x as 1, 1 to the power of anything is 1. So that will become 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is nothing but 1 by 3. 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 is also nothing but 1. That is one more way of getting the answer, but slightly risky, depends on the situations basically. But this is the standard approach that we can follow. So in that way, we can answer the questions based on surds, mainly dealing with either finding the rationalization or sometimes finding the square root in that way. So our focus on indices Surds is based on these particular questions that are given in the recent past examination, right? Thank you all of you. All the best for your preparation.